After a year in the office, President Muhammadu Buhari has finally appointed 47 ambassadorial nominees that will head and oversee Nigerian foreign missions. In a letter read on the floor of the Senate by the Senate President Bukola Saraki, President Buhari is seeking for the Senate approval for the nominee. To this end, the Senate President Bukola Saraki read out the names of the 47 ambassadorial nominees at the plenary.
Confirmation of ambassadorial nominees. In accordance with Section 171, C, subsection 4 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, I have the honor to forward the attached list of 47 career foreign service officers as ambassador designate for consideration and confirmation by the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Copies of the curriculum vitae CVs are attached herewith. It is my hope that this will receive the usual kind, prompt attention of the distinguished members of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Kindly accept, Mr. Senate President, the assurances of my highest regards. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari. Number 1, Obina Chukwuemeka Agugba. 2, Salisu Umoru. 3, Inyang Udo Inyang.
Meanwhile, the Senate has referred the nominee to its Committee on Foreign Affairs for necessary legislative action. From Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting.
In fulfillment of his electoral promises to Nigerians, the federal government under President Muhammadu Buhari has launched the homegrown school feeding and health program as one of the palliatives to cushion the effect of the current economic hardship being experienced by Nigerians. In his keynote address, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who launched the program in Abuja, said, the strategy sets out simply how the federal, state and local government are to deliver the overall objective, noting that it is called homegrown because it must be sourced from within and owned by the people.
The homegrown school feeding program is one of the 5 social investment programs of the Buhari administration. The social investment program is the largest single dedicated provision for social investment in Nigeria's economic history. Of the 6 trillion 2016 budget, 500 billion is devoted to the social investment program. Just for emphasis, the homegrown school feeding program has 4 main benefits. 1, it will improve school enrollment and completion and curb the current dropout rates from primary schools estimated at 30% and thereby also reduce child labor. 2, it will improve child nutrition and health. As a result of poverty, many children have poor nutrition and worrying health status, which affects learning outcomes. The program aims to address these. It will also increase local agricultural production. It will not only increase production, but provide structural demand for agricultural produce, and thus create local economies that have a ready-made market for their produce and guarantee profit. Finally, it will create jobs that will lift families over the poverty line and into a brighter future.
The Vice President also took time to emphasize that the social safety program of this administration is not another form of white elephant project that will just see to the distribution of money to politicians and their associates.
It's also important to emphasize that the social investment program is not a welfare scheme which merely gives handouts to the poor. Rather, the programs have had to pass through stringent tests of their direct economic benefits to the target groups and the economy as a whole. Today we formally lay an important building block in securing our future as we lay out the implementation plan to ensure that even children from the most disadvantaged homes are freed from the destructive effects of malnutrition and distractions as they learn.
Sharing their experiences, the Osun State Governor Rauf Aregbesola and his Kaduna State counterpart Nasir El-Rufai, who are currently running such programs in their state, gave some of the advantages of the school feeding program.
The program was launched as a direct intervention in the health and nutrition of primary school pupils in Kaduna. It is part of our project to expand access to education. We knew that the program would save parents money, expand the demand for farm products, and create jobs for the catering vendors. In a sense, winning for our children, depriving them of hunger meant winning for our farmers and caterers. It also gives our government the moral authority to enforce the provisions of the Universal Basic Education Act and the street hawking and begging prohibition law recently passed by our State House of Assembly.
Speaking on the concerns in some quarters about the sustainability of such programs, since most states find it difficult to pay salaries, the Oyo State Governor Abiola Ajimobi said any serious government will take the scheme very seriously.
There is economic hardship, no doubt, but no economic hardship should prevent you from feeding your people. I think when you look at the Maslow's hierarchy of needs of human beings, the first level is that of food, is that of health, nutrition. So, and this program is so multi-dimensional that it has a lengthy value chain addition. It affects your feeding, it affects your health, it affects education, it affects safety and security. There is no better program that encompasses all strata of the society than this program. And Oyo State is going to effectively commence its own program starting next school session.
The school feeding program, which will ensure that children in public primary school get meal supplement during school hours, is aimed at improving the nutrition health of pupils and also to encourage small and medium-scale enterprise. High point of the event was the launching of the Global School Feeding Source Book, Lessons from 14 Countries, and the Strategic School Feeding Plans by the Vice President. From Abuja, I am Festus Ejiroge Nefifen for Ben Television.
The Nigerian Senate has held a special plenary to mark the first year anniversary of the 8th Senate. Senate President Bukola Saraki, in his address to mark the occasion, appealed to the lawmaker to see to the well-being of Nigerians.
On behalf of all senators, I would also like to thank members of our various constituencies for the abiding support we have enjoyed over the past 1 year. We want to assure all across the length and breadth of our country that we are fully committed to continue representing our various and collective interests and aspirations. Every generation of senators will face its peculiar challenges. The tasks we set for ourselves and our understanding of our roles as senators must therefore reflect a robust understanding of the challenges that we face as a lawmaking body at this time in our history. The successful democratic transition that ushered in a new administration last year has reignited the hope of our citizens that democratic government truly empowers.
Cross-section of the senators who expressed their view on the 1-year anniversary of the 8th Senate called for a robust legislative activities that will have positive impact on the lives of Nigerians.
Your Excellency, over the past 365 days, we have been buffeted from all directions. Your past have been x-rayed, your present has been monitored, your future has been gazed at because you stand on the path of the independence of the Parliament to elect leaders. I'd like to thank you because you've been resilient in spite of all this. You have shown that you're a patriot. You've extended hands of fellowship and cooperation to everybody in spite of all the challenges. So I'd like to congratulate you for being a statesman, and I urge that you continue on this path.
I want to say that this 8th Senate, despite the challenges we initially had, in the 1 year, we can proudly say we stand out to say we have achieved a lot. So far, we have introduced 299 bills, out of which 285 are sponsored bills by our members. Out of that 299, as I said, only four are executive bills so far. 186 of them are passed through first reading, 42 through second reading, 3 of them were withdrawn, 1 was negatived.
For the first time, we almost thought the Senate had become totally cohesive and there was nothing like opposition. And that happened because of your person. You were returned unopposed because there was nobody to oppose you. And then on that note, I must emphasize that the entirety of the government in power, I'm talking about the senators of the APC, must applaud the PDP senators who had all the advantage on that day to produce a Senate President, a Deputy Senate President, and all other positions if they wanted. But we did not do that because we were not greedy. We believe strongly in the unity of this country.
From Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting.
Hi, Mike.
Babe, it's been over 12 hours. Are you done thinking about it? Is he yes?
Convince me.
I know how much confidence style mean to you. Let me take you somewhere.
What's that?
A superior leading international hospitality chain in the heart of Africa.
And?
They offer very distinct services. Their meeting halls and all their hotels offer conference solutions that can help plan a perfect function for any occasion. They feature outdoor catering and provide services for any size event.
Keep going. You got me thinking now.
The beauty, the decor, and the views. It's the hotel experience you always dreamed of. They have up-to-date entertainment and a variety served at the fast food restaurant and snack bar. Oh, and don't even get me started on the garden bar or the nightclub. You would have everything you need within your reach without having to go out.
Wow. So what if I want to...
Cook? They got you, babe. The rooms are thoughtfully furnished with facilities that aid proper cooking, just like you would at home.
Where is this place?
And it's Sweets.
Wow.
So, will you marry me?
Yes. How can I refuse?
Not at Sweets, a colorful affair.
Nigeria and other member nations of the Lake Chad Basin says it will fast-track the return of the internally displaced persons and other affected population across the region to their home countries, contrary to the advice by the United Nations. Vice President Yemi Osibanjo made this known at a regional protection dialogue on Lake Chad Basin held in Abuja. Osibanjo reaffirmed federal government's desire to return the refugees to their places of origin as soon as the modalities were jointly agreed upon with regional allies.
It is estimated that in Nigeria alone, about 1.8 million people are displaced and hundreds of thousands of IDPs and host communities are living in areas which are inaccessible to humanitarian actors due to insecurity. The situation is not much better in Cameroon, Chad, or the Republic of Niger, which also have sizable IDP populations. The problem is further compounded by the large influx of Nigerian refugees into these neighboring countries, with the attendant protection and human rights issues arising therefrom. Permit me to express our profound gratitude to our neighbors, the countries and peoples of Cameroon, Chad, and Niger, for receiving and hosting Nigerian refugees in their respective countries. The open-handedness with which you received Nigerian refugees demonstrates clearly that we are indeed one people. Nigeria will make necessary arrangements for the return of those who fled to neighboring countries as soon as the modalities for that exercise is jointly agreed by all.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema, Minister of Interior Abdulrahman Dabazwa, and other speakers at the event maintained that dialogue was aimed at strengthening regional collaboration to effectively tackle the challenges facing the region and urged the participating nations and financial partners to fast-track actions on the resettlement of the displaced persons.
The numbers of internally displaced persons and refugees that we're talking about are enormous and represents a real catastrophe. Refugees and internally displaced persons are amongst the most vulnerable people in our societies. And that is why it is absolutely essential that we come together as a global community to address the challenges faced by these most vulnerable of our brothers and sisters.
For us here in Nigeria, we know that there are quite a lot of most of the refugees that are in our neighboring countries are Nigerians. We appreciate all the efforts you've been making to keep them, but we want to assure you that as soon as it's possible, we will plan for their return. And I think this is why this tripartite arrangement is being on. But I want to thank all those who are involved in this, organizing this conference, and to further say that we will give you all the support that is necessary. But we need to collaborate, we need the cooperation of one another, because this is a threat not only that is regional, but also global.
Agree on comprehensive actions to enhance protection and respond to the most urgent needs of refugees, internally displaced persons, and other affected populations. Note that the Boko Haram insurgency and its spillover into neighboring Cameroon, Chad, and Niger have caused the displacement of over 2.7 million people in the region, of whom 2.1 million are internally displaced in Nigeria, while some 155,000 Nigerian refugees have sought asylum in Cameroon, Chad, and Niger.
The question seems to be based on a premise that if somebody is forced from their home, they will definitely want to go home. And that's a very logical assumption. But let me just scratch below the surface of the question for one moment. One thing we've seen in Europe, in Asia, across Latin America, and everywhere on this continent is the phenomenon of urbanization. Urbanization is unstoppable. Rural communities are moving towards cities.
It would be recalled that President Muhammadu Buhari, on assumption of office, visited Lake Chad Basin countries to strengthen regional support in the fight against Boko Haram insurgency. From Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports.
Football world has been paying tributes to Nigerian football legend Stephen Keshi, who died in the early hours of Wednesday. FIFA President Gianni Infantino, in a letter to President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, expressed his sympathy on the demise of Keshi. In his words, "On behalf of the international football community, please allow me to extend my deepest condolences to the football community of Nigeria and most importantly to Stephen's family, friends and loved ones. We hope that in some way our words of support may help bring a little bit of peace and solace in this time of sadness. President of the Confederation of African Football, Issa Hayatu, also commiserated with the NFF and the Nigerian football family over the death of Nigerian legend Stephen Keshi. According to President of the Nigerian Football Federation, PNIC, Keshi was a hero. His death is a big loss to Nigeria as a nation, not only to Nigerian football. Messages of tribute have also flooded social media after news of Keshi's death stunned the global footballing community. Sunday Olise, a former Nigerian coach who played alongside Keshi, wrote, "Horrible news and a sad day. We lost an iconic hero today." After his playing career, Stephen Keshi coached Togo national team between 2004 and 2006 and was one of only 2 people in African football history, along with Egypt's Mahmoud El Gouhari, to have won the African Cup of Nations as both a player in Tunisia in 1994 and coach in South Africa in 2003.